Welcome to the 13th Pan American Wushu Championship, sanctioned by the Pan American Wushu Federation, organized by the Brazilian Kung Fu Wushu Confederation, sponsored by CONFAI, Secretaria de Esportes do Distrito Federal e Governo do Distrito Federal.
Hi everyone, my name is Jade. I'm the mascot, and I'm here to welcome you to the 13th Pan American Wushu Championship.
More than 300 participants. Sanda, Taolu, and for the first time, categories for athletes with disabilities.
And now performing on Taolu platform, Girls Group B, Gunshu.
And we are back with the Taolu competition. We're moving on to Group B Girls Gunshu. These kids are ages 12 to 14. And just like the Group C events, Group B will also be performing a compulsory routine, which means that everyone will be performing the same routine. They'll be performing the first set of international competition routine. Just touch the ground there, that will be a deduction.
A.
Som.
She missed some of the form there. She skipped a few movements. That might be a deduction as well.
Ivana Garza from Mexico. You know, this is Group B. They are, just once again, they are 12 to 14. A little bit different from the previous kids, which all were under 11 years old. And now we're looking at kids 12 to 14 years old.
So this is an interesting group to watch. Some of these kids are transitioning from Group C, so that 11 and under group, from that basic form. And some of these kids are older in this group, which means they've had a little bit more experience doing these more complex forms. And that sets them up to take on when they age up to Group A and eventually compete in adult events if they want to.
And let's see how Ivana did according to the judges. And a fun fact about this age division is that some of the kids with the pandemic, they were kind of forced to skip that one, right?
Yeah, skip this one. Every kid is different, but yeah, some kids had to make that big jump from Group C to Group A.
To Group A.
That is a hard one, because you see this form, the form that they perform here, it's kind of an in-between from the more complex forms we saw yesterday. So it's key in the building of the leveling up of Wushu.
7.500 for Ivana Garza from Mexico.
Next competitor,
Another Mexican competitor, Daniela Sofia.
Pastrana Najas, prepare.
Walking up to the carpet, very confident. And again, as Jessica has told us many times, you're up before you're up. You are on before you are actually on. Before your performance, before your routine, as you walk in, you're already on. You're being judged, you're being looked at.
Yes, that's right. The judges can see you even when you're waiting on the side. So it's important to that composure, that determination, that intensity. So that's a butterfly, and a butterfly, both your legs have to be straight, so that might be a deduction. This is a figure eight. It's one of the basic staff techniques into a tornado kick.
And again, if you're on the chat right there on the YouTube live stream, let us know who you are. Say hi. Quick hello. Again, I am Marcelo Eugenio, and I'm here with Jessica Shai. She is the specialist. She knows all about the Taolu. She has experience, she has competed, and she's teaching me a lot these days. And I am Marcelo Eugenio.
Excited to be here. We'll try to break down some of these rules, these explanations for you guys, so it's understandable for you to watch, and then also try to provide some insight, perspectives of what these athletes might be feeling while they're competing.
Yep.
So it looks like there she might have kind of forgotten the form or just taken a moment to think. And earlier she did have a moment where her staff touched the ground because she lost balance. That will also be a deduction.
It did feel like, I don't know if she forgot the routine, but it did feel like she hesitated for a second there.
Yes, just for a second.
Then she came back strong. But let's see what the judges think about it.
That's an interesting judgment call on the judges. Some might think that it's just a moment of pause. Some might think that it's a forgotten movement. For an A deduction to pass, at least two judges have to agree on the deduction.
On what it is. Got it. So that may or may not hurt her overall score. Overall performance score.
Final score for Daniela from Mexico, 7.233. Puts her in second place right now. So she has a number of deductions there. Those three deductions, the ones with the three in front, those are...
Next competitor, Karen Alexi Pastrana Nahas.
her jumps. So her legs have to be straight. Something to point out there. We have a third Mexican athlete in this event, Karen Nahas. Again, these junior events will be scored with a panel of A judges and B judges. A judges will be looking at their technical movements, making deductions there, and the B judges will be looking at their overall performance. Seems like she might have forgotten her form. She's taking a longer pause here. Not sure if she's just taking a moment to breathe, or if she's forgotten her form.
That must be terrifying. In the middle of a performance, you forget the routine. Again, she even made a face now, so I think she forgot her routine.
We're rooting for her though. That's never a good feeling. Especially when you're under the spotlight, you're under the heat of the lights, and you're on the carpet. It's a lot of pressure.
And that's another example of how your nerves can really get the best of you sometimes.
Yes, for sure. And she knows what she did in her performance.
She is not happy. Waiting for her score. She knows she's in trouble. But again, this is always a learning experience. I am sure she's going to continue training and she'll be better for next competition. The only way to learn how to deal with the nerves, with your emotions, is practicing, being more experienced, coming to competitions, keep practicing. She got a 7.040.
So you notice the 79 deduction she has, there's actually 4 of them in her A group. 79 is for forgotten movement.
Next competitor, Elaine Wang. Avienda Wang, prepare.
The more and more you compete, the less and less this will happen.
Yeah, I was talking to the Chile coach, and he said that it's good to bring them here because they go back home wanting to train even harder.
Yeah, it's a little boost of confidence, I guess. And I guess it gives them that idea of, I can do it. Even if they have a rough time of whatever happens, they know that they can do it once they get in here, perform. It's just a matter of training and being dedicated. Beautiful jump right there.
Clean landing there.
Clean landing. Perfect movement. Strong moves right there, very fast. She's putting a fast pace on her performance.
Yeah, clean stances too. We carry that over from Group C, where we're really focusing on those stances, and that just continues to translate over to all forms you do. Those stances are key.
And now we wait. Elaine Wang from the United States. '13th Pan American Wushu Championships coming at you straight from Brasilia, Brazil. '16 countries represented by 300 athletes here in Brasilia, and a beautiful celebration of this sport. Elaine Wang gets a 8.480.
Next competitor, Avienda Wang.
First place at the
Kate Zhao,
moment.
prepare.
Avienda Wang might be a relative there. Same last name. We don't know.
Different. They're not related.
They're not related.
Can confirm.
Can't confirm. Okay.
Strong athlete here as well.
Very.
So in all these jumps, the legs need to be straight. Those butterflies, those tornadoes. She's going in for her last section here. This form can be super tiring. This is where athletes have to really push. I'm not sure if her staff touched the floor there. Close to the line.
Too close for comfort.
I have done this form before in competition, and I came really close to the
Really?
line. My coach was not happy about it.
Yeah, I have to say that does make me a little nervous when they get too close to the line.
Yeah.
Because I mean, in a sense, it's such a silly way to get a deduction.
Yes, for sure. And they're all such professional athletes. They train so hard. That would be such a terrible place to get that deduction off. Wow.
8.533, placing her first for this event.
Woo.
We still have one more American athlete. Kate is going to take the floor in just a second. But
Next
for the
competitor,
moment,
Kate Zhao.
Avienda Wang, it's first place in this event.
Strong score.
The gradient pink and white gets me, man. This one is a little bit darker with beautiful silk. Strong movements, very fast paced.
Let's just hope she keeps up that pace. She has a
Till
really
the
good
end.
start.
Yeah, strong start. Very energetic.
Tornado, those have to be above the shoulder height. Still really strong. Slight stumble there at the end. That's gonna cost her
Very,
some points.
very end.
It's a shame. She did really, really well throughout the form. Let's hope she still scores well.
There may have been a kick before that wasn't quite high enough.
Yeah.
And then this slight stumble towards the end. Other than that, I didn't catch anything. Solid performance. But let's see what the score will say.
So she's going to round up our girls group B Gunshu event. Following this event, we'll have the boys group B Gunshu event. And looking at this lineup, and it's a stacked US list coming up.
Kate Zhao from USA. Final score 8.
Third place, 8.436 for Kate Tao.
Nice podium finish there. Nice way to round out that event. Moving into the boys now.
All-American podium. And now we have boys group B. 7 athletes will take the carpet. Starting with Albert Liu.
Next competitor, Albert Liu. Lin Zheng, prepare.
Strong opening. So the boys are doing the same form that the girls just did. Beautiful butterfly, really straight legs, high kicking legs too.
Strong movements.
So especially in this form, you get to see a lot of the staff basic movements. These horizontal swings, these vertical swings. He's really close to the line there. Maybe it's just our angle. But yes, these horizontal and vertical swings and circles, quick taps. Coming into his last section. This is a really clean form from Albert.
Solid performance. It's a good way to start the boys competition here. Fun fact, this is an all-American competition. Only athletes from the USA.
Only athletes from the USA.
Strong team.
This is a version of a national competition.
I know.
So our whole lineup for this event, 7 athletes, they're all from the United States. So the US will be battling it out for these medals.
Albert Liu from USA.
8.410. That puts him in first place for the moment. But again, nobody is safe.
So you saw those 78 deductions
Next
he had there.
competitor,
He
Lin
did
Zheng,
go out
Brian
of bounds.
Wong, prepare.
And he got 2 of those.
And he still got first place. For now.
Next competitor, Ling Zheng from the US. Sometimes the carpet they train on at home versus the carpet here, it's a little bit different to orient themselves here. So that's why it's important for them to practice on the carpet before the competition and walk through their form. You see a lot of athletes coming really close to the line. Not sure if that was shoulder height. Still really strong movements. He's coming into his 4th section here. Tends to get very tiring.
Good job right there. Very energetic performance, and he didn't lose steam towards the end.
If you're watching our live stream right now, let us know in the chat. We see the numbers, but we don't see people in the chat. Let us know you're here.
Quick hello. Quick hello. Where are you watching it from? Who you're supporting?
Ling Zhang from USA.
8.170.
170.
So he has a lot of 50s here. 50s are all for his bow stance. That means maybe it wasn't low enough, or his
Next
rear
competitor,
leg was
Brian
bent,
Kwong,
or
Kevin
came
Gu,
off the
prepare.
ground. You see how like the Group C form really transitions into the Group B form. Those mastering those stances and the technical movements translates over to everything else.
Brian Wong.
Clean movement so far, different pace from other competitors.
Different pace, a little bit slower.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Beautiful high jump right there. His face changes as it progresses. His face, he makes different faces, different expressions.
Everyone has their own wushu face. Sometimes they're funny, sometimes they're serious.
Yeah, there was a time, he's very intense, but there was a time I almost felt like he was gonna smile. I think he was happy about something. But then he changed it again. Boys Group B, 12 to 14 years old, 13th Pan American Wushu Championship. Brian from the United States of America waiting for his score. Judges are crunching the numbers. They're looking at him. Let's see what he's going to get. And this must feel a little bit different. 81.116. Because again, as we said, 7 competitors from the United States. You travel across
Next
the
competitor,
continent
Kevin
to
Gu,
compete
Raiden
against your
Gudawat, prepare.
teammates. That must be very, very interesting.
It's very cool to watch, though. These kids are always improving so drastically. At one competition, someone might be the best. Next one, someone improves and becomes the new best.
And that's what it's all about. Always getting better.
His bow stances seem a little bit high. You can see his butt is a little bit higher, and it's not quite flat sometimes. So we'll see if they catch this. The swings, we want to keep them vertical or horizontal. Earlier, it was a little bit off the vertical plane. Seems close to the line again. With this
Very
form
close.
especially, you'll see even in the girls and boys, a lot of the athletes come really close to the line. This form just side to side, it just spans a lot of the carpet. So it's important to really map out your routine.
Practice, practice, practice.
Yeah.
Kevin Gu. Alright, so we have lots of countries represented here on the chat. Brazil is around, Mexico is around. Everybody's saying hi, and then the athletes they're supporting. It seems like everybody really liked Bryant.
Score to Kevin Gu from USA.
8.423. Kevin Gu taking the lead for this competition at the moment.
Solid performance.
Solid performance. Strong athlete, very determined. He's all happy now, all smiles, talking to his teammates. Raiden is taking the carpet.
Raiden also is a part of a wushu family. His little brother just competed earlier in an event.
Nice. It's nice to share a passion with your family.
Strong opening movements. You can see he has added his own style to it. And that rhythm we were talking about, slow to fast.
And that takes some skills to do it well.
Yes, for sure.
Raiden being cheered on by his fans right here. And they happen to be right behind us, right behind the booth.
Clean form so far. I really like the flavor, the style he's put into it to make it his own. Strong performance from Raiden. We have some Raiden fans in the chat right now.
Yeah, everybody likes Raiden. Right here behind us, they're on the chat. We're waiting for his scorecards to come up. Let's see what the judges thought about his performance. We liked it.
We liked it.
Right?
It was a solid performance. And I think it has stood out from the other ones too. Wow, would you look at
This
that?
is it. I guess the judges liked it too.
Hey, we have a good eye for this too.
8.586. Raiden takes the lead.
So his one deduction is
Next
at 52.
competitor,
That'll just be a stance for his empty
Gavin
stance.
Jung,
And
prepare.
we still have 2 athletes to go. Nothing set in stone. Yeah, Alexander seems to have his own unique style as well. Is it my impression, or some of these boys have like something on their eyes, like a makeup?
Oh, yes, yeah. It's that full performance makeup uniform all the way head to toe.
Head to toe. Some of them came with a dyed hair, matching the silks. Some of them have makeup on. This is awesome.
Yeah, people will put a lot of thought into their look on this day.
Very artistic. And is that something that is different from older wushu, from let's say 30 years ago?
Yeah, for sure.
A little bit different. It's more modern wushu.
Much more modern, much more showy and flashy. You can see it in the movements, in the evolution of the silks as well. I would say back in my day, but I'm not that old. But back when I was competing, our silks were just one solid color. It was literally the color of your silk and the color of your lining, and that was it. No sparkles, no nothing.
Showy is a good word. Look at that. He had style even in his final salutes to the judges and final bow there. Even for that, he had his own style. Alexander Wu.
And the final score given to Alexander
8.470. That places him in second place
7-0.
on the podium right there.
Solid score. You'll see his 73. I believe that was in the beginning when he was
Next competitor,
twirling his
Gavin
staff.
Jung.
He faltered for a second there and missed it, slowing him down. I think that's what that 73 is for. So our last competitor in this event, Gavin Jung from USA also. Let's see if he stirs up the podium placements. You'll notice he has a red staff. His red staff is uncommon, but it's quite flashy. It's a cool addition.
I was about to ask you. I think it's the first colored staff we've seen. Right?
Yeah. There's not any written rules against that, so he's okay using it.
I think it was a nice addition.
Finishing up his form here,
Finishing strong.
really strong. That's an empty stance. Really strong performance here.
Gavin from the USA. Let's see if he's going to disrupt the podium, see what's going to happen with this performance. Fifth place, 8.393.
The final score 8.393.
So we see a 64 deduction here. That's the first time we've seen one of these 6 codes for this event. That's related to his staff techniques. It's when he did one of his movements, his circle was not flat, was not horizontal.
Something was a little off there. Now we're back with the girls. Different weapon.
Different weapon. We're moving on to Qiangshu, which means spear.
Which is a longer, heavier weapon.
Longer weapon, and with the inclusion of that spearhead at the end, so the variety of movement, the different types of techniques are a little bit different. You'll see them incorporate some of those staff techniques, but also all these stabbing movements and twirlings and throws. The spear requires a lot of power and a lot of technique to manipulate. Right here in this form, this movement tends to get athletes a lot. Oof, nice one.
Did it scare you?
It did scare me. My sister used to compete in straight sword spear, and every time I would watch her do this entire section, all these throws, all these swans, we call it when you have it go through your hand and along your arm like that. This is just a hold your breath kind of section.
I think she pulled it off.
She pulled it off really, really well. That was really solid. Close to the edge again.
Yeah, her foot was almost touching the line.
Remember, only if the body goes out is it a deduction. If your weapon goes out of bounds, it is okay.
That is fine.
Fun fact, the athletes sometimes will carry around baby powder with them for a spear, because when they get sweaty, the spear doesn't move along their hands and glide as easily. So they'll bring baby powder and just pat it along the spear and along their hands.
Awesome.
Sometimes I associate wushu with the smell of baby powder.
Baby powder because of that, yeah. Katrina Ding, USA.
You can see our coach standing there behind, waiting anxiously for the score.
Final score 8.593 given to
She's starting strong.
USA.
Starting strong. Let's see what the other athletes have
Really strong.
for her. We have a
Next
Mexican
competitor,
athlete
Sofia
right
Nicarene
now,
Zamora
Sofia
Gonzalez.
Nicarene.
Yingshan Mu, prepare.
But Katrina started really strong with an 8.5. Mexico on the carpet. And are all the spears the same size for all the athletes?
No, so the spear, all the weapons actually will vary depending upon the athlete's height. For the spear, the requirement is that when they're standing and they raise their arm all the way straight up, that the spear head meets their middle finger. That's the length requirement for a spear.
So it's related to, it's in proportion to the size of the athlete.
Yes, that's true. That's correct. I mean, how unfair would it be if a really, really
Can
tall
you-
person got to use a small, small sword or staff?
Not around here. Make it as fair as possible.
So we notice parts. Oh, she dropped it there. That will be a deduction. We notice parts of her form look a little different from the previous one. So this is a compulsory form. All the movements have to be done correctly. So she might have missed a few in the first section. Nice catch there. Again, this section is so hard. That was Sophia from Mexico. A few missed movements here and there, a few technical deductions, so let's see what they'll give her.
Seemed very confident through and through. Seemed like she didn't lose any steam towards the end. But as Jessica said, she did have a few deductions there. Let's see how she's gonna do as far as her score. And I can see here on the chat, people are rooting for you. People are encouraging you, Jess, to start competing again. People miss you on the carpets. What do you have to say to that? Can we expect that to happen anytime soon?
I don't know. I will say being around all this wushu recently has got me itching to want to compete. But these athletes put in a lot of hard work, and to get back to the caliber of wushu that they're able to accomplish, that takes a lot of training, a lot of small muscles that you develop over time.
Next
Never know.
competitor,
That'll take a lot of work. But, as I asked her yesterday, she did say it brings back memories, and there's a little part of her that wants to come back. Maybe if we keep pushing, we can see her in the next tournaments.
Keep pushing. Let me know in the chat.
Keep pushing. Hashtag come back, Jess.
Strong competitor right now from the U.S., Mu. She has really good basics. You can see that, and a really clean form so far.
A lot of those stabbing movements that you have mentioned.
Those are very characteristic of using the spear. They're special to this this weapon. There's this section again. Whoever created this section, I don't know if they're a genius or if they're evil.
Evil genius.
Evil genius. Just almost done with this section. Ooh. So that's another thing, is that these carpets can be very different from the carpets they train at home with. Sometimes they can be bouncier in comparison, or they can be less bouncy. And so especially with spear, you'll see professional athletes will slam their spear on the floor before the competition. They need to know what the bounce is like here.
What the bounce is like.
Yeah.
Got it.
Solid performance.
That was our third athlete for this event.
Score to Qiangshu.
8.535. Really, really close to first place. Oh, wow. Really tight competition there for first place, but as of now, she's in second place. We still have Samantha from Mexico left. She is our last competitor for this event. Seems very focused and concentrated. A little bit of a unique style there.
Samantha from Mexico. Let's see if her score is high enough to get her on the podium.
Tonight after 5:15. Let's see what the judges have for Samantha.
To Samantha Regina
7.640 for Samantha Regina from Mexico.
Rose.
That got her into third, so she will finish with a medal.
Good job to all of them.
Who said we'll need this one?
Next category, boys.
So we have a
group
question here from
Qiangshu.
Jefferson Luis regarding athletes competing in the adapted category. We have events here at this Pan American Wushu Championships for the disabled, and those events will take place Sunday morning at the 8:30 session.
Next competitor, Justin Shen. Landau Zhou, prepare.
So moving into the boys here, they'll be performing the same event, just the boys, same form. The stabbing movement you see here repetitively throughout the form, sprinkled throughout. This is a basic spear technique. It's called the Lan Na Jia, and it's very specific, and it's a true testament to how well an athlete can utilize their spear and perform spear routines. You see a lot of deductions coming up, the 63. Those are in regards to that technique.
And that's just one of the ways in which it is different from the long staff.
Yes,
Long
yeah,
staff
it's
as
unique
well.
to this weapon. Nice, strong section.
Starting strong.
Come into his last section here.
Justin Shen from the United States. Judges getting ready to give him a score, and he's opening up the boys session of this event. We have 5 athletes competing. The next one is also from the USA, but then we have Paraguay, Mexico, and Brazil. It's going to be interesting to see their different styles.
For those of you in the chat, just to give you an idea of what we have the rest of the day today, we have Group A short weapon, we have some Group B short weapon, followed by the adult vents in the evening.
8.506.
Next competitor, Landau Zhou. Fernando Manuel Ravella Duran, prepare.
Landau.
And there's his spear, the little hairs on his spear are white. So a switch up from what the classic spear looks like.
Yeah, adding a little style to it.
Yeah, for sure. Clean movements, really, really clean. When you perform spear routines, you really want to flow. It almost feels very light, but yet they're exerting a lot of strength to manipulate the spear. He has really clean basics, you can tell.
Real expert. Oh no! I
And
jinxed
that's
it.
this section. Oh my gosh.
That breaks my heart.
I will say though, he's had a really solid performance, so that will be a big deduction, but hopefully it still gives him a pretty solid score. He just needs to finish strong.
Let's
Solid
see.
performance still.
One major slip up. Everything else really great. That breaks my heart.
It does. And the thing is that it could be that he hits it 100% in practice, and just the nerves or the change in climate, anything can mess him up.
And it's such in a split second that can throw off your entire performance.
Very talented athlete, though.
He was very good, very, very good. Every second before dropping his weapon, and every second after he dropped his weapon.
Yes.
Very, very good
I give him
athlete.
props for finishing strong, though. Sometimes that can make or break. Sometimes people fall apart after a mistake, and sometimes people just finish strong all the way to the end. So he did a really good job of that. Holding my breath for his score here.
I know. See what's coming up.
There it is.
Deductions there.
Final score 8.233.
So that 75 there is for his weapon dropping on the floor.
Yeah, that really hurt him.
That did. A weapon dropping on the floor is a full 0.3 deduction. So that 0.3 would have put
Next
him
competitor,
in the lead.
Fernando
In the
Manuel
lead.
Raviola Duarte. Dylan
So
Alejandro
important those
Cazares,
are.
prepare.
Any mistake can
Yeah.
knock you off the podium.
I will say he had a really strong performance though that helps with his final score.
Yep.
I think this is our first competitor today from Paraguay.
Athlete, hold please.
First Paraguayan competitor. Let's see what he's got. Fernando Manuel. Fernando Manuel. He's being authorized to get in. They're making him wait a little bit. Almost ready for them. Seems like they're discussing.
Next competitor, Dylan Alejandro Cazares.
And Paraguay is up.
Did you just drop the spear?
He just dropped the spear.
No, just at the beginning of the
First
form.
move.
That's a shame too, because there's no throw there, there's no anything. It just slipped out of his hand. And we just saw earlier a dropped weapon is a 0.3 deduction.
And something that had not happened so far happened twice in a row now. Absolutely heartbreaking.
Going in for this section here. Nice. The second hard part. We have 2 throws coming up. Whoa!
Another 0.3.
Yeah, that one's a toughie.
Getting ready to finish.
Yeah, so we'll definitely see those 2 drops. They're reflected in the score. That's unfortunate.
Very unfortunate.
And he
You can see
knows
put
too.
a lot in. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's gonna be kicking himself tonight.
sure.
You can see he's put a lot into this performance. Heavy breathing right there, put a lot of energy, speed, explosion. But he did drop his weapon twice. And it's a 0.3 deduction for each of the times he dropped his weapon. Let's see what his score is. Getting ready to go 6.560. So all of those deductions right there. Got 370 for his score A.
Next
Yeah, so he
competitor,
gets those
Luis
73 and the
Fernando
75s because he not only drops this, he drops it and it makes contact with the floor, or he loses grip of the weapon as well. Those hit twice.
All right, the Brazilian athlete is ready to go. Luis Fernando Araújo
Here in the
Lima.
crowd. Basic spear technique here. And another one more here. Just basic spear technique.
Good technique right there.
Yep. Coming into this section here. Section we all love so much. This is the first one here. Smooth.
Pulled it
Second
off.
one right here. Nice. I don't know if that touched the ground. I can't tell.
Yeah, I thought it did.
Yeah, that might be a deduction there. Nice. He finished this section pretty strong. I think it touched the floor again there.
Luis Fernandez doing a very good job. Curious to see what the judges thought about it, but he did a very good job. There might have been a deduction for his spear touching the floor, but other than that, I think it was a very solid performance representing his country
He is the
at
last
home.
competitor. Yeah, he is his last competitor in this event, so let's hope he squishes his way up onto the podium. Following this event, we'll have one more Group B long weapon, and then we will have the Group A short weapons. So this will be Taiji Jian, Daoshu, which is broadsword, Jianshu, which is straight sword, and Nanda, which is southern broadsword.
Time waiting for his score is nerve-wracking. 8.006. He finishes in third place.
And that is a medal for him. Congratulations to him.
8.006.
He is on the podium. This kid just got a bronze medal in the Pan American Wushu Championship. Not too bad. Starting to build his resume.
Next, moving into the Nanguin category, the southern staff. We'll
Next
see a lot of
competitor,
short,
Rihanna
quick
Hiruara.
movements, a
Samira
lot of grounding,
Chantico
low
Medina
stances,
Prepare.
and this is where we'll see the yelling techniques once more.
Oh, the yelling techniques.
Yeah. Again, for a lot of these competitors, this is their first time out of the country competing. Strong opening. You see how grounded she is? You can
Very.
hear her stomps. She doesn't move. She's very stable. Really strong. Strong throughout. Nantron is really technical discipline. Can't be sloppy with it. Have to really get those basics down. Strong finish. Do we have any Nantron fans or Nantron competitors or athletes in the chat? Let us know. I personally am a Nantron fan myself.
I thought it was a very solid performance.
Super solid.
It's beautiful to watch. I like the yelling techniques as well.
Mhm.
How unique they make it. It's fun to see how they all have their different ones. Their vocal articulation.
So for this form, it's also a compulsory form because we're still in Group B. So all the competitors in this discipline will be performing the same routine.
Rihanna just got a very high score right there, 8.636.
No deductions.
No deductions.
Next
Well
competitor,
done,
Samira
Rihanna, for
Chantico,
the United States. Now we have Samira Chantico
Josephine Choi.
from
Prepare.
Mexico coming up. Then we have two more athletes. USA and Mexico. USA and Brazil, by the way.
So the yells are all placed as well. They're part of the compulsory routine. They have to yell at the correct spots.
Was there a little wobble there?
Yes, I saw a little wobble there. And something to note in Southern style stances, their stances do not have to be horizontal to the ground.
Ah, it's a little bit different then.
Yeah, but they have to be within the range of 45 degrees to horizontal. So it cannot be too high, but nor does it have to be flat.
Let's see if there's going to be a deduction for that little wobble. I think her stances were fine. $7.286.
From Mexico. Final score
Got a couple of 70s there.
286.
27 and a 50. Did get a few deductions that did hurt her final score.
Next competitor, Josephine Choi. Luisa Julianne Salvarani Fragoso, prepare.
Josephine is taking the carpet right now from the USA.
Athlete.
Starting strong.
Super strong yells. You can see how each athlete's yell is very different.
This one seems more powerful. Not only louder, but more powerful.
She lost the end of her staff there for a second.
Yeah.
Luckily, it was on the side not facing the judges, but I'm sure they might have felt that.
These judges see everything.
They see everything.
Nothing gets by them. Solid performance right there for Josephine.
Strong performance. Just a little bobble there with that staff, but hopefully she still scores well.
Then after that, we're going to have Luisa from Brazil. And that's going to be our last competitor for this event.
To
8.593. That places her in second place
9-3.
with that performance.
Solid. Guess they didn't catch that
Yeah.
that bobble
Yeah, the
there.
full 5.
So we have some commotion at the judges' table there. Not sure what they're trying to figure out.
Do you think they heard you about that deduction? Josephine, if that happens, Josephine would not be happy.
She would not be happy.
Let's see what is. It seems like they're getting something ready. They're fixing something.
Yeah, I think one of the judges' computers might have been down during that last form.
Yeah, we can't have that.
Ooh, Argentina showing up in the chats.
Argentina's on, man, all day.
Argentina fans are the best. Where are the other countries at? Let us know where you're watching from, who you're watching.
Yeah, who are you waiting for, you guys? What's the athlete you're here to cheer?
We're watching Joy Wang. Joy is going to be coming up later in just 2 to 3 events in girls group A, Daoshu, so stay here with us. Hello, Harry. Yo, what are you excited to see? Jad N.
You're still trying to work out that issue.
Yes.
Moving all around. That must be nerve-wracking for the Brazilian athlete who's ready to go.
For sure. They warm up at a very precise time, so she's starting to cool down now while she's standing there.
Think they're gonna call her up. Just right by the white lines.
Ashton Wu. Let's see. So following these Group B long weapon events, we're gonna go straight into the Group A short weapons. So Joy Wong will be coming up later. We got Ashton Wu coming up later as well.
'13th Pan American Wushu Championships. I am Marcelo Eugenio, and I am here working with Jess Shai, the specialist. She knows everything about this, and she's been dropping knowledge on us the entire evening yesterday and today.
Yes.
Final score is 8 points.
We're having
I am
so
your
much
color
fun here.
commentator, and it's fun to work
It
with
is
you.
so fun. Okay, so we have a correction in Josephine's score. New score is 8393.
She did get a deduction on her score A.
So that 73 was actually the one that we caught. So we should be judges.
Next competitor, Luisa
Yeah, and
Julia
Josephine's not
Tabarani
going to be our best
Fragoso.
friend right now. The judges are tuning in to our to the broadcast. Judges are live here with us. This is Luisa Julian from Brazil. People applauding her yell right there.
Yeah, notice that the uniforms they wear for the northern styles are different from the southern style. The girls will have no collar. It looks kind of like a V-neck. And then the boys will have sleeveless tops without the collar as well. So it's important for your respective event, you have to wear the right uniform.
She did touch the floor there, I think. Looks like she lost her balance a little bit and touched the floor. I couldn't really tell from the angle we are, but I think she did touch the ground. Let's see. What the judges saw. Very powerful, energetic performance.
So for those of you waiting, we're gonna have one boys Group B Nangun. Right after that, we're going into the Group A short weapon. Taiji Jian first, Dao Shu after, and Jiansu following. Nandao finishing us off this morning session.
.833 for the Brazilian athlete. That puts her in third place for this portion of the competition.
So she's taking home a medal.
And next, on Tower Platform, the category Boys Group B, Nangon.
So at first I thought I was seeing double, but I realized that he has a twin brother or a brother that just competed earlier in Qiangshu.
When he walked by, I thought he had changed his silks.
Yeah.
We both looked at him.
We both looked at him.
What's going on here? But no, it's an identical twin brother.
It is. We have another Wushu family. How exciting.
Nice. Gustavo Henrique Araújo Lima from Brazil.
So he's the only one in this event. Let's hope he brings home a medal.
Now, how does that make the athlete feel? Relief because he's got a medal, or more pressure because he has to perform well? Because maybe people will say, "Well, didn't compete against anybody." How does that play out in his mind?
I think exactly the way you said it. Yeah, there's no pressure because you know you're definitely on the podium, but you want to prove that you earned it. You want people to see that medal and be like, "He did amazing."
Yeah, because again, it's not his fault. Nobody else is in the event.
Yeah.
And you can tell he's prepared. He's ready. He did his part.
Yeah. Strong opening movements too. It would be exciting to see him compete on a world stage where you have more competitors with him. I think he'd have more fun with that too.
Definitely.
He seems like he's on the younger spectrum of end of the spectrum for this age group, so he has a promising future ahead of him.
Getting ready to finish his performance right there. Finished pretty strong as well. He's got his game face on. Love to see that. Now let's wait for his score. He did not take it lightly, even though he was the only one. He came and put on his best performance.
Final score two.
8.093 for Gustavo.
8.093.
What are his best performance right there?
Okay, and that closes out our Group B long weapon events. We're gonna move into our Group A short weapons now. First event is going to be Taiji Jin with the girls.
Next category. Girls Group A, Tai Chi Jian.
Our first competitor is representing Bolivia.
Wara Lucero.
So judges have signaled something.
Ready to take the stage. The judges are working on something, talking to the IT specialist right there. Seems like he asked them for a second.
Rodrigo here is an MVP in the Brazilian Wushu Federation. You see him running around everywhere. So I think they're breaking for 5 minutes. We'll be back in 5 minutes for the Taiji Jin event.
We'll see. We'll be back right after this break. Don't go anywhere.
Next competitor, Wara Lucera Juanasuni Pinendo. Amelia, prepare.
And we are back, starting off our Group A short weapons. Group A Taiji Jin here. So with the Group A Tai Chi forms, the use of music is optional. So I notice here she has no music. Jump front kick to outside kick, jump kick.
Beautiful landing there. Crowd definitely liked it. Everybody applauding. It was beautiful to watch. And that's Wara Lucero from Bolivia. Slow, very well controlled movements. Might have been a little off balance, or a little.
So remember in the Group A competition yesterday when we're looking at the long weapons, these competitors have the option to do the compulsory form, or they can create their own optional routine. So right now this competitor is performing the compulsory Tai Chi form. So all these slight bobbles she is having, those will cost her some points. That was Wara from Bolivia.
Let's see what the judges thought of her performance. I thought it was very, very controlled movements. She may have chosen a slower pace. We'll see how she's gonna fare against the other competitors. Next, we're gonna have Amelia C from the USA. And Wada is going to be competing later today as well. A lot of these athletes, they come to compete in more than one event.
Yes, that's correct. So some athletes will, the typical number is 3. Aside from the young junior kids we saw in Group C, they'll only be allowed to perform in 2 events.
7.706.
We have our last competitor in this Taijijin event.
Amelia C. from the United States, taking the floor right now. Is she going to perform the original one or the compulsory?
So I spoke with her coach, and she's going to perform an optional choreographed routine.
Okay.
You can hear here in the broadcast,
There's some
she
music
has her
as well.
music, accompanying it. Remember, in these events, the Group A events, the Nandu is optional. The difficulty movements are optional. So additional difficulty movements are to showcase their ability. So she touched the ground there. And remember, that's an optional movement, so she chose to put that in to showcase. So she takes the risk.
Whoa.
Single leg balance. It takes tremendous leg strength. You can see her breathing through it. It's not easy. Another balance here.
Beautiful movement.
That was amazing. That's also really difficult to perform, that turnaround she just did there.
She definitely chose a very difficult choreography, put a lot of difficult movements there.
So just like the other styles, whenever there's a jump performed, the kicking leg has to reach at least the shoulder height.
Really, really beautiful. The music adds a touch to it.
Sure, she took a little stumble there.
No question, a very beautiful, technical, difficult performance. However, is that going to be enough with her deductions? Is that going to be enough to beat the Bolivian athlete Guara?
I think it still might. Her quality of her wushu, her overall performance is still pretty high. So much control. That was a beautiful performance from Amelia from the United States.
Very beautiful performance. Definitely a fan favorite. I thoroughly enjoyed it. .540. She had a 71 deduction there for score A.
Yeah, the 71 deduction is when she landed her jump and she touched the ground with her
Touched the
hand.
ground, and that was it. And that was it, right?
Yeah,
No
that was
other
it.
deduction.
Pretty solid performance overall. That puts her in first place, and that wraps up the
That wrap-
Group A Taiji Jin for girls.
Next competitor, Luke Tian.
I believe Luke will also be performing an optional routine choreographed by himself.
He's also the only one in his event, this age group for Taiji Chan.
So you'll notice that yesterday when we were looking at the Group A long weapons, you don't see any Tai Chi events. For the Tai Chi discipline, they only have Tai Chi Chuan and Tai Chi Jin, which is with the sword. So they have bare hand and short weapon.
And short weapon.
So I think they're waiting on his music here.
Queuing it up. Also an optional routine. Let's see what he has prepared for this competition.
Beautiful. And you see he did that to the
He
music.
synced it with the
That just
music.
elevated that even more. That was really nice.
Unbelievable.
He has such good control. You see they maintain a certain level throughout, and the steps they take are very controlled. Going in for a single leg balance here.
Beautiful movement.
Beautiful. They have to control it going down and getting out of it. So his leg touched the ground there. And a touch there as well. Nandu is optional, so we'll see what the judges do with that. Really beautiful and controlled performance by Luke.
Solid. And just so people know, he did in the beginning of his routine, he did a couple of moves synchronized with the music. He moved to
Yes.
the music. Is that a good addition? Does that count extra points? Or is it just optional and adds to his overall performance?
It adds to his overall performance, and the B judges will. It it might be advantageous. It felt really good to watch it like
It
that.
really
It was
did.
a
It
really
really
good
did.
viewing experience.
He
It
did a
I
real
definitely
good
adds
job.
to the artistry of the choreography that they come up with.
Yeah, definitely. Um, Today we haven't used that word yet, but if this was yesterday, they would have used a word to describe his performance. If you were here yesterday, do you know what that word is? What was the word of the day yesterday? What was the word of the day yesterday? Put it on the chat for us. What we would say yesterday about Luke's performance. Were
Give you
you
a
here?
hint. It
Anybody?
starts with an S.
It starts with, yeah. If you were here yesterday, you know what the word of the day was. It didn't take very long, did it?
No
It did not
way.
take very long. Slay. That was the word of the day. Definitely Luke Slay.
We love to see people coming back to watch these live streams. We're here the whole time. We love when you guys join us.
Yeah, we love to interact with you guys, ask questions, answer questions. If you have questions, please feel free to send them to us. We'll do our best to even look them up if we have to. We know people. We have connections.
We got
know
connections.
everything about this tournament.
Yes, anything you don't understand, anything you're wondering, there's always something to learn here, even us.
Definitely. Sometimes regarding the complexity of the scoring and all the deductions and everything, 8.406 for Luke. Good job.
So those 71s are additional supports, which means that when he was doing those Nandu optional Nandu movements in his form, you notice he put his left toe down. So those are additional supports. So these are each worth a 0.2 deduction.
So we got a 0.4 or 2 deductions.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes
Next competitor, Jade Paulina
it's
Medina
so
Hunter.
complex and there's so many
Brooklyn
things
Diaz,
going on. You
prepare.
might have a question that, let's say we don't have the full answer or we're not sure. We will look it up. We have the manuals right here and we have the officials right here as well. We can consult with them and we all learn and get better together. Right now, Mexico is on the floor with Jade Paulina from Mexico. Let's see what she has prepared for us. She started very strong, high-paced performance.
We have a change of pace here. We're switching over to Daoshu. And again, these are in this age group. They can choose to perform the compulsory form or their own optional choreographed routine. Here, she's performing the compulsory form, and earlier she had a moment where she forgot the next move.
And for the Daoshu event, tell us what we should be watching for. What are the things to pay attention to in this event?
So when we look at Daoshu or broadsword, we're looking at how the athlete utilizes this weapon. There are typically wraps around the head. You'll see them do. There are flowers that they do on the right-hand side of their body, and some stabbing motions here and there. And it's typically very, very quick. You'll see that the movements are distinct from the straight sword. They're different.
Definitely. And you said something about the right side. What if I'm left-handed and I decide to hold my weapon with my left hand? Am I allowed to do that? Do I get a deduction?
If
Do I
this
get
were
banned
an
from the federation? What
optional,
happens?
you're banned for life.
For life.
If this were an optional routine, I say there's no problem with it. I believe in the compulsory form, though, you have to do it by the way it's written and by the video, and that's in your right hand.
That's a right hand.
Yeah.
But optional, it would be fine if
Yes.
you do left hand.
Yes, that's your own twist on it. That's your own choreographed routine.
And people don't think too much about it, but that's another challenge. Try to be with your dominant side as with your non-dominant side as good as you are with your dominant side.
So
Tell us what's happening here.
the Mexico athlete just walked off the carpet. I think she cut her forehead. I'm not too sure. I didn't see it. If she cut her forehead, actually, that will be an additional deduction because that means her sword did hit her body.
So she gets a cut and a deduction.
Yeah.
That's hardcore,
That's
man.
unlucky.
That is hard, definitely unlucky, but yeah, she gets all the medical treatment she might need. She gets all the attention, but still gets a deduction.
Yeah. That's unlucky. But when you do hit your body, doesn't matter if it's your face, your arm, your leg, when you hit your body, that shows that you did not correctly utilize the weapon. That maybe the way you were doing your flowers or maybe the way you were doing your wraps was incorrect.
Medina Puente from Mexico. Final score 7.010.
Yeah, so I think that 73 she has there is striking the body. 79
Next
there was for
competitor,
when she forgot the
Brooklyn
movements
Diaz.
in the form.
Brooklyn, who also competed yesterday, back.
So she's performing an optional routine that she choreographed. Aerial, her legs were a little bit bent. Again, with all these sword movements, it's important to showcase that you have really good basics and understand how to utilize the weapon. The sword, you especially want to keep it close to your body. It needs to touch your back when she's doing those wraps. And when she's doing these flowers, they need to stay close to her body.
Yeah, I'm recovering. It just broke my heart that she touched the ground.
Yeah.
I took a deep, deep breath, but it did happen. Strong performance. And when we see some of these athletes that even after a mishap, they continue strong, they still get a good score. Many of them did have a mishap. They know it's a deduction, but they keep their cool, they keep their act together, and in the end, they end up scoring well, even though they had a problem in the performance. So that's an example that if you make a mistake, if there's something wrong that happens in your performance, it is not the end of the world. You can still keep going.
That's true.
You can still keep going and excel at what you're doing. And I guess that's a lesson for life as well.
Yes.
Hashtag deep.
Hashtag philosophical. So for those of you waiting for certain people, we're currently on number 2, Brooklyn Diaz.
Diaz from
There are a total of 6 competitors in this event. We'll have a USA up next, followed by Mexico, and 2 more US athletes in the Group A girls Gunshu.
Next competitor, Maggie Chung. Stephanie Citali Roja Rivera, prepare.
She had a couple of deductions there. She ended up with a 77.7 score. That was Brooklyn Diaz. And now we welcome Maggie Chang to the carpet.
Maggie's performing an optional routine. Ooh, really good jumping kick aerial. Solid landing.
Perfect landing right there. Another one.
We have Hannah Chang supporting. She said, "That's my sister."
It must be nerve-wracking to watch her from across the world, right? Beautiful. You must be very proud of Maggie.
This is just an observation, but her sword looks a little bit long for her
A little bit longer.
size. Yeah. I mean, there's no problem using a longer sword. It just might be not as advantageous, a bit of disadvantage for her. But she's doing really, really well. Beautiful butterfly.
No joke. Doing a fantastic job. She looks like she's having fun too. Beautiful performance. Now she waits for the scorecards to come up. Let's see what kind of deductions she had, if any. Are there deductions related to the weapons?
Being too long?
Too long, too small,
Too small, yes. I've never heard of a too long
or
deduction.
too long deduction?
Yeah.
Okay.
Too small for oh, 50. We have just a stance deduction
Final
there.
score
She did
even.
really well.
Given to Maggie
8.540.
Puts her in first place right now.
She's
Next
leading the
competitor, Stephanie
competition.
Sitalia Roja
So for a
Rivera.
broadsword, the minimum
Joy
length
Wong,
requirement
prepare.
is that when you hold the sword in your left hand, hugging it, the tip of the sword has to come up at least to the top of your ear.
And now Stephanie from Mexico. She's already there, already performing.
Stephanie is performing the compulsory form.
And for the compulsory forms, is music optional as well, or no music?
So music is only comes into play when we're looking at Taiji forms.
Okay.
Yeah. So for adult Taiji forms, music is always required. However, for the junior events in Group A, music is optional. Butterfly, any jumps, we want the legs to be straight. She's coming into her last section here. She's looking a bit tired.
Cannot lose steam towards the end.
Yeah, and losing steam in your form, losing that power, that endurance throughout your form will hurt your B score. Again, these forms, these junior events are judged with an A panel of judges and a B panel of judges. The A judges are looking at the technical movements, for example, stances, hand techniques, the weapon techniques as well, and the B judge will be looking at the overall performance.
Joy will be next. Right now we're waiting for Stephanie's scorecards to come up. Judges are still crunching the numbers right there. Let's see what she got. Taking a little bit longer than usual. 6.940.
Stephanie Citlali Iraola Rivera from Mexico. 6.940.
Next competitor, Joy Wang. Crystal Chang, prepare.
Zhong Ying Mo, thank you so much for saying that. We appreciate it. We're trying our best here to bring you guys an educational and enjoyable viewing experience. The suspense. Ooh. Strong opening movements. She's performing an optional choreographed routine here.
It was a packed sequence.
Really showcasing, showing off her skills.
Her skills, yeah, she did a very good job. The build up, the little suspense before she started was very good as well. Very artistic. Very entertaining. That landing was so clean.
Butterfly, remember we want the legs to be straight in these jumps. I think I caught a little bit of a bend there. Nice, solid performance. So I think I caught maybe a leg bend in one of the jumps there. Let's see what the judges give her. But super good performance overall.
Joy Wong from the US of A.
So she's number 5 out of competing out of 6 athletes. Let's see how she does, and then Crystal following her.
Crystal had a strong performance yesterday as well. Crystal Chang. The boys are all lining up next to us right here. They're eager to take the stage.
Excited to see the boys compete.
Yeah.
The boys bring a different kind of athleticism to wushu, which I think sometimes is so entertaining to watch.
Joy Wang from USA. Final score.
High score puts her in first place right there. 8.600.
Let's see if she can hold her standing. We have one more competitor in this event.
Let's see what Crystal
Next
has
competitor,
for us.
Crystal Chang.
She was just here consulting with her strength and conditioning coach, moving coach, mobility coach, I guess,
Yeah.
as well. And
Shout out
she
to
walks
Nathan.
very determined. Shout out to Nathan.
Shout out to Nathan.
Yeah.
I love this pink on pink on pink she has.
Very powerful.
Yes, very powerful. Boom. Also an optional form she's performing here. Beautiful. Legs are super straight. She had super good air. Solid landing here.
Beautiful. Very entertaining performance. Clean technique.
Nice aerial. Just coming into her 4th section here.
Solid.
Nice form, and you can hear the crowd.
I don't know that she made any mistakes. I
None
liked
noticeable to
everything
me.
about this performance.
Yeah, that was a really solid performance.
I liked everything about it. There was a time she was so powerful you could hear the weapon cutting through the air.
Let's see if she can squish into the top 3.
Let's see. I have to say I liked everything about this performance.
Final score.
8.750. We
first
have
place.
a new leader.
Full
We have
A
a
score.
new first place. See, that's what we're saying all the time. Nobody is safe. This is so competitive.
Gunshu.
Nobody is safe.
That was amazing.
You gotta come out and really do your best, because at any point someone can
Next competitor, Alex.
come up
Snow.
and deliver a
Nathan
performance like
Prepare.
Crystal just did.
So we're moving into the boys group 8 Daoshu now. They have the option to do compulsory forms or choreograph their own routines. Our first competitor from the U.S. actually placed yesterday. He got a bronze medal in Qiangshu, I believe. So we have high expectations for him here.
Getting ready right there.
Woo! Strong opening movements.
Beautiful, blending everything.
I have a feeling this event is going to be a tough competition.
Yeah, if they want to beat this guy, they got to bring their A game. And if they do, this is going to be a barn burner.
I'm excited.
We got the best seats in the house.
Whoa! I held my breath for that one. Coming into the last section here. Beautiful ending.
A little theatrical even. I like it. Slay Alex.
Super strong. We're gonna have 9 boys in this event.
One hungrier than the other.
Yeah. We're gonna have we have 7 US athletes and 2 Mexico athletes. And we have a few medalists in this event, so it's gonna be a tight competition.
Alex Cow from USA. Final score 8.886.
Wow, full A score, all 5 points.
Amazing.
It's a solid performance.
Amazing.
Our next
8.806.
competitor also
Eight,
medaled
six.
yesterday.
Jonathan Payuma, prepare.
Nathan took home a silver in male Gunshu yesterday, so staff.
Now he's coming back for the Dao shoe.
Yes.
Let's see what Nathan Lee has prepared for us. Look at his face.
Intense.
Intense.
Whoa! Solid opening movements. Inside to butterfly twist. That was super solid.
That was pretty insane.
He maintains his speed so well.
Whoa.
Wow, big jumps. His performance is so captivating.
His cardio is on point. Doesn't get tired, doesn't lose speed. Beautiful front row.
Through and through, such a good performance.
Slay Nathan. You know, when you look at these performances and you ask yourself who's going to win, I have the answer for that. We win. Because we get to watch it. 8.926.
Wow.
He did not get intimidated at all from that previous performance. Came out, gave his best, and took the lead.
That was very impressive. He has a really, really high B score.
Yeah, and sometimes you get
Jonathan
intimidated
Hayden
because
will
the
Ashton
performer
Wood
right
prepare.
before you did a really good performance, and sometimes you get pumped up.
Yeah.
And I think that's what happened to Nathan right there. He came in and said, the bar is high, I'm going to set it higher.
Yes, exactly.
Now Jonathan's got his work cut out for him. Let's see what he's bringing. I love this game.
Gonna go in for a big Mendu pass. Butterfly twist. Inside 360 to horse stance. Solid landing. Another big jump.
Whoa. He landed well. You know, it's really nice that these guys are mostly teammates.
Yes. Yeah, that's true. I know you'll see, if you notice, when some of the younger kids are competing, some of these older athletes are also accompanying those young teammates. So not only are they here to compete, but they're here to support their younger teammates, their other teammates.
In the beginning of his performance, I felt like it was a little bit similar to Nathan. Not only the routine, but also they have similar styles, but that's because they're teammates. I don't know if they train together, but they're both from the USA. Let's see what the judges have reserved for him.
We have back-to-back
Good
U.S.
work.
athletes here,
Uh-huh.
all doing so well so far.
Three very solid performances to start this event. 8.520. So this is what's happening here. This performance, amazing performance we just watched, is just a third place
Yeah.
for this event.
Yeah.
Next competitor, Ashton Wu. Tristan Cook, prepare.
Ashton's ready. Marching in.
So Ashton also placed yesterday. He received a bronze medal in Qiangshu. Be performing his own optional choreographed routine.
They're both from Las Vegas. They're both from Las Vegas. They train together. Thanks, you guys. I love that. He jumped so high. Solid, clean landings.
Really clean. His leg was above shoulder height too. There leaves no room for questions with the judges.
Technically irreprehensible so far.
Yep. Nice. Solid jump
Another
too.
high jump. transition well right there. So it's okay to switch hands, and now he's swinging with his left.
Really good performance from Ashton.
Finished the performance with his holding his weapon on his left hand. Little throw movement towards the end.
A little fancy.
Yeah, he got a little fancy on us. Little creativity there. I like it. You know, obviously we can have only one champion for this. Look at that.
Wow.
8.806.
So with these, you see a lot of these back-to-back boys receiving full 5 scores or close to full 5 scores. That means it really, really comes down to that
Next
B score,
competitor,
which is that
Tristan Cook,
overall
Justin
performance that the
Wong,
judges are
prepare.
looking at.
Yeah, and again, that's a deductive, right? It's a deduction-based score. That means the athlete starts with a 5 score, and they will take the deductions only. There are no mistakes made, no deductions. They
And
have
then we're looking at the B
full-
score, yeah.
And again, this is so tight. This is such a competitive event that obviously we can have only one champion, but whoever doesn't place, they didn't
Wow.
win. Sometimes you can't win, but that has nothing to do with losing.
Super, super strong opening from Tristan. Tristan placed, he received a gold medal yesterday in his event. Solid. You can see the intensity on his face. Coming into his 4th section. A left side empty stance.
How was that?
It might not quite be low enough. We'll see what the judges do with it. Typically, also just to point out, typically athletes like to do their empty stance on the right side. Sometimes they'll switch to the left. Maybe their leg is stronger or they've had an injury.
Uh-huh.
Tristan Cook.
8.953.
Amazing B score.
Looking for the gold.
Wow,
Look at
and that
these guys.
1-2, 9.953
Next
and a
competitor, Justin
0.926.
Wong.
Super
Felipe de
tight.
Jesus Fernandez, please prepare.
And Erica on the chat here just gave us fair warning, telling us to get ready because Sean Chan's going to slay again. Let's see, Erica. Let's see if you're right, if your prediction comes through.
Solid first section.
Do we know where Justin's from? Where does he train? Let us know. Let us know here in the chat. Is he from Las Vegas as well, or from somewhere else? Where's my USA fans at? Nice. All right, they're from Chicago. He is from Chicago. Nice. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. The Wushu community, really big in Chicago out there. You know, I like his performance. I really enjoyed it.
It was really, really strong. And it very much felt like a performance, not just a competition. Like he was really performing for us to watch.
Entertain, right?
Final score given to Justin Wong from USA. 8.786.
Very high scores through and through. A full score A.
Next competitor.
No deductions right there. Hashtag respect. Man. All right, Mexico's up.
Felipe is performing the compulsory form. This form is actually quite difficult to perform.
Beautiful.
There you could hear it was doo-doo. It was landing, his legs were not together.
Oh,
It would
okay.
be a possible deduction. Yeah, so any jump landings, you want them to, it has to be simultaneous one landing.
Uh-huh. One thump,
Yes.
not tutu.
Yeah.
I like
Precisely so. In Wushu, we use a lot of sound effects.
that. Uh-huh.
You hear a lot of coaches go like, da, da.
I like the sound effects.
Leave a comment in the chat if your coach or if you have ever used the that. I'm talking about Wushu.
Felipe de Jesus Fernandez Perez did a very good job. Solid performance. I don't know if that's enough to put him on the podium.
Division Recoil over here has definitely used the that in their time of training. Did you really do Wushu if you didn't that?
Muy buena performance y mejor la forma que eligió.
From Mexico.
Very good performance in the way he chose to do it, I think.
So we
Next
saw
competitor,
that
Enrique
22 introduction. We
Garza.
haven't seen that yet. That was when he
Sean
did
Chen,
his
prepare.
tornado to split. The front foot was either
So
turned
that's what
inward
it
or
was.
his back leg was bent.
Mhm.
Yes.
As you called it. Enrique Garza is up. Starting his performance right now. Unleashing the beast. Let's see.
So an optional choreographed performance. Strong opening.
What happened there to his sword?
Can't
Looks like a piece of it.
tell what it is.
Like some type of rat flew.
Also, he might have just stepped out here on this side. Can't quite tell what it was.
Something really light. It went up and floated all the way to the floor. But I wonder what that was.
Oh, it's his wristband.
Oh, his wristband.
Wushu too hard. His wristband fell off.
Is there a deduction for that?
No, I do not think so. Anything regarding his uniform or his weapon, it would be a deduction.
Sean's next. He might close the event with a bang. We'll see.
Sean did place third yesterday. He took home a bronze medal yesterday in Gunshu, in the staff event. So let's see if he can bag another medal here. Sean, your mama is so proud of you.
8.333 for Enrique Garza from Mexico.
So he received a
Solid
62.
performance.
62 deduction is related to the broadsword specifically, and it's because when he wrapped his broadsword or did his flower, it wasn't close enough to his body.
Wow.
Next
very
competitor, Sean Chen.
Very technical. And the fact that the judges can catch that, such a speed in which they're performing, that's amazing. Sean Chen, great expectations for his performance. He delivered a winning one yesterday as well. He did place. Let's see what he has. He placed third place, right? And let's see what he has for us today. Maybe he was just warming up last night.
Strong opening movements. Really unique combo.
Whoa.
Outside 540 to horse stance. Solid.
Whoa!
Huge jump.
I think it was the first backflip of the event.
Yeah.
Can't remember.
I think
We
we
had
saw
another
some
one.
yesterday. Definitely the first one today.
Definitely the first one today. I agree. We might have seen some yesterday. Yeah, I guess Erica was right about Sean slaying. Absolutely crushed it. We'll find out if that was enough to put him on the podium. Maybe even take the lead. Who knows?
It's gonna be tight.
Whatever happens, we know it's going to be a tight one.
He'll just have to get through with no A group deduction or A judge deductions, no technical deductions.
What a way to close the event. It's ninth athlete to compete. Again, we had 7 U.S. athletes and 2 Mexican athletes. Sean Chen was the last one, and he delivered a wonderful performance. I enjoyed it through and through. And that backflip was a highlight of it for me. It was very high, too.
Mm-hmm. Some of these athletes are so talented.
Very talented, yeah.
Some of these athletes, all these athletes are so talented. My apologies.
It's amazing, yeah. And we cannot forget that they work very hard as well. Because you may be talented, but if you don't put in the work, you will not have results.
Yep, that's very true.
Right? You gotta put in the work.
And to achieve the speed that you see them execute, especially in the beginning of their forms, it's a lot of repetition, a lot of core strength, a lot of practice.
Talent alone won't bring you there, right?
Yeah.
Are you nervous as well? I'm nervous.
I just want to see
I'm
the
watching
score.
this. I'm
I
waiting
wanna
for the
see
score.
placing.
8.816. That puts him in fourth place.
Just shy of the
Wonderful performance. Like I said, sometimes you don't win, sometimes you can't win. But in this event, it has nothing to do with losing. None of these guys are losers. They have not lost anything. Wonderful performances through and through, from number 1 through number 9. Great performances. And this is an event where the lowest score was an 8.073. That was the
really
lowest
good.
score. So congratulations to all of these gentlemen. These guys are going places.
So we're moving into our Group A, girls Qiangshu. So this is straight sword.
And Karen starting really strong for Mexico right there. We'll have 6 athletes competing in this event. A couple of them from Mexico, 3 from the US, and also 1 from Bolivia. She has competed earlier today, and she's going to be our 6th athlete to compete in this event. Karen did just touch the floor right there. She lost her balance a little bit, so that will be a deduction. And now her landing, I think she lost her balance again for a little bit. There was a little wobble.
Couldn't quite tell.
We will definitely find out as the judges' score come out. Karen seemed a little bit bothered by her performance as she walked out of the white lines, the competition area. Gwyneth is next. For now, Karen waits for her score.
2. Karen Alvara Cruz Gomez from Mexico. Final score 8.280.
Pretty solid lead for our first competitor. She did take home a bronze medal yesterday, so let's see if she can hold her place. Gwyneth took home a
Next
gold medal
competitor,
yesterday,
Gwyneth Lero.
so let's see if she can repeat
Diana
that
Cristal
performance.
Sanchez Carrillo, Peru.
Yeah, come on.
Beautiful.
Nice, really clean, really strong performance.
Seems like she was very technical, did what she came here to do.
Yeah.
I don't know if there, or I didn't catch anything that was necessarily unique or different in the way she performed everything, but obviously full score, no deductions. She got an 8.580. Obviously a solid performance.
Next competitor, Diana Cristel Sanchez Carrillo.
Diana did compete yesterday as well. I don't think she placed.
No, she did not.
But
Let's
she-
see how she does here.
Yeah. And that's the beautiful thing about competing more than one event. You have different chances as well. Just if things didn't go as planned yesterday, you can try it again today.
Yeah, definitely different strengths, weaknesses, and each athlete definitely has their favorite event to do.
Definitely.
So she's doing the compulsory form here.
And you said your favorite one to watch is the Daoshu?
My favorite one to watch is Southern, any Southern
Southern.
style, yeah.
You like it, okay.
Yeah.
What about today? What was your favorite today?
I'm gonna pick the so far as of right now, the boys Taijin. The
Me
boy
too.
that was wearing all black.
Me too. I
Yeah.
think that was my favorite. Perfect. That was my favorite.
It was a stunning performance. It was slower pace compared to the rest of the competition, but I think that change of pace is quite nice.
He knew what he was doing. Maybe it was a risk, but it paid off. I thought it was my favorite as well. Now the boys Daoshu that we just finished was very competitive, nerve-wracking. It was very enjoyable as well. Now we're moved on to the girls Group A, girls 12 through 14. Again, just a
Correction, 15 to 18.
15 to 18.
15,
Group
15,
A.
18 here,
B
yes, we're
is
in
12
Group
to
A,
14.
yes.
I stand corrected. 15 through 18, and these girls, some of them, all of the athletes, some of them were forced to skip through Group B because of the pandemic. You
This is
shut the
correct.
world down for 2 years. Next thing you know, these kids are all 15 and they cannot do Group B anymore. And that's an important part of their formation, getting experience, international experience. Deanna just got a 7.676.
Diana Cristel Sanchez Carrillo, final score 7.676.
Puts her in third place right now. So I have 3 more competitors in this event.
Next competitor, Christine Yu. Emily Jian, prepare.
Christine took home a silver medal yesterday.
We've seen her yesterday.
Looking forward to see what she has for us today with her Qiangshu form. This is also an optional routine. I think especially in this group, if you have the opportunity to, it's very helpful to choreograph your own routine because you get to perform something that's to your strengths. The compulsory form that's required for Group A is quite difficult.
Beautiful. Look at that balance.
That's a solid balance. We saw a lot of people struggling with that yesterday.
Not Christine. And I feel like she did it like a little bit longer as well.
Really showing it off.
Yeah. It's just flexing.
To Christine Yu from USA, final score 8.293.
Next competitor, Emily Jian.
Can you tell they like Emily?
The strong cheering from the spectator crowd. Emily's also performing an optional choreographed routine.
Showing off her balance and strength
Showing
right
off.
there.
So solid.
I like it.
Sometimes athletes will put that later on in their form. Sometimes they'll put it in the beginning of their form. At the beginning, you have more energy and it's concentration to execute it really well.
Dangerously close to the white lines. Whoa!
Butterfly twist to a split. You can see that she bounced back out of it. Really clean performance.
Let's see where that's gonna bring her as far as her score and placing. But that was a very solid performance from Emily John, United States. Do we have more to come? We still have Bolivia, Guara Lucero. She competed earlier today, and now she's coming back.
Final score for
8.486, second place, Emily John.
Yeah, so that 22 right there is for when she did that butterfly twist to split. She had jumped out of it. So it's for that split.
Moving on to the next category.
Solid performance though, put her in second place. Let's see if she holds it. We have one more competitor to go. Oh, I think we have a default.
Next competitor, Alan Huang.
So we have a
Lucas
default that means
Antonio.
Olivia did
Yeah,
not show
Guara
up.
did not come back.
So Emily will hold her second place standing, and we're moving on to the boys. Group A, Qiangshu. First competitor, Alan from US. He took home a silver medal yesterday. And boys, Qiangshu. So he had a slight slip with his spear yesterday, which cost him first. Let's see how he does today. Excited to see his form.
Strong opening.
Yeah, very beautiful. Outside 360. Beautiful jump front kick aerial. Beautiful landing. Nice. Super solid. The aerial twist. He utilizes his sword beautifully in creating his combinations. It was a really clean performance. There are no standout mistakes to me.
Solid ending as well. It's a good way to start the event. Alan Hong. Setting the bar high. Let's see if the scores reflect that.
Wow.
8.873, full A score right there, no deduction.
That's a really, really strong way to start off this event. Let's see how the other boys fare against this score. I have a feeling
Brazil
they'll
is
hold
up.
it really well.
Lucas Anton. Howard Kim, prepare.
Brazil's up with Lucas.
Do we see him compete yesterday?
I don't think Lucas competed yesterday.
Yeah, I don't think so. That'll be an extra step there.
Beautiful. Consider he adjusted the weapon on his hand when it was behind his back. Beautiful front row, smooth.
You can really see with his form the difference between straight sword and broadsword techniques. Very long, very accentuated. And because it's a double-sided sword, the movements are just very, very different. A little fancy hand switch again.
Yep. It adds a little spice to it. I like it. I like it. Solid performance. He did have a couple of issues there. Solid performance. I'm interested to see like what is it? It's being picked up right now, but something fell off. Either the
It's like a
sword or his
fuzz.
finger.
Probably his finger.
Hopefully not. It didn't. Right, but I felt like maybe it was like a piece of tape. Like he had a wrapped up finger for some reason.
Final score to Lucas Anton Home from
7.970. They have a few
7.970.
deductions there.
Next competitor, Howard Kim. Alexis Rosales, prepare.
Howard Kam took home a gold medal yesterday in the Qiangshu event. We have high hopes for him here. He looks ready to go. Really nice opening. He added his own flavor to it. It was really, really beautiful. Strong outside 540.
Beautiful.
Really setting himself apart from his competition.
Yeah, he's trying to win.
When I asked Howard back in June, he told me he was 16 years old. So he's in the younger end of the spectrum in this age group. Really talented athlete and has more to come.
Yeah, if he's at this level now, you add another year of practice and competing. He's gonna get to the adult level really, really sharp.
Really good utilization of his weapon in the straight sword style.
Very able,
Solid.
very competent athlete.
Yes.
That was solid, yeah.
Good performance. He knows it too. The way he stood up like that, he's happy with it. That relief.
Yeah, that feeling of a job well done, not only completing the job, but doing it well, that feeling is, there's no money that can pay for it.
To Howard Kim from USA.
8.783 for Howard. Only 16 years old as of a month-ish ago.
So he has that one deduction. It's 52 at the end. You saw his empty stance was a little bit too high.
Next competitor,
Wasn't quite
Alexis
parallel to the ground.
Rosales. Jacopus Ignore, prepare.
But such a strong performance. Probably one of my favorites so far too.
Slay Howard.
Clean. Not sure if that kick was high enough. It has to meet shoulder height. He's performing an optional choreographed routine right now.
Beautiful jump there. How was his landing?
Landing was good.
It was right in
Really
front of
solid.
us. It looked really good to me.
And you'll see a lot of athletes will put the sitting stance connection, like this one, for example. So you can do a butterfly to sitting and a jump front kick to sitting. And they tend to put these later in their form because they're easier to land.
More achievable.
Yeah, more
Nice.
achievable. The landing, as long as you stay solid at your core and keep your legs together, it's a very straightforward landing. So we didn't actually see Alexis yesterday. This is our first time seeing him. He was supposed to compete in the Qiangshu spear event.
Then for whatever reason, right?
Yeah.
And let's see what he's got for us.
Final score given to Alexis Nahuel Rosales from Argentina, 7.936.
Next competitor, Jacopo Signori. Raul Alejandro Rubio Chavez, prepare.
Jacopo Signore is up. Wow.
I like that a lot. It was a really beautiful opening.
I was expecting something different. I didn't expect that.
Jacopo from
job.
US. Really good job.
Jacopo Signore. American Italian, or at least the name is Italian, right?
We can ask him that later.
Final score to Jacopo Signore from USA.
8.606 for Jacopo Signore, the USA. That
that
puts
puts
him in third place.
Solid.
On the podium right there.
Next competitor, Raul Alejandro Rubio Chavez.
Raul
Leo
from
Chang,
Mexico. He positions himself right there. And he starts.
Didn't quite stick that one.
It was beautiful butt. Beautiful butt. He didn't land it.
Yes. However, in this, because his Nandu is not required, there wasn't necessarily a deduction. He just stepped out of it.
Uh-huh.
He just moved out of it, so let's see what they'll do with that. Super powerful. It's interesting when you see straight sword in girls and boys. Sometimes people have a more flowy approach and they look like they're flying and they're floating in the air, and some are much more aggressive with it or fast. You can see the way they manipulate the sword. Legs are a little bit bent there. Very strong all the way to the end. Got that good
Strong
wushu spirit.
performance.
Yeah. So following up Mexico after he gets a score, we'll have one more U.S. athlete in this event. And that'll wrap up this one.
Raúl Alejandro Rubio Chavez.
8.413 for Raul from Mexico. That puts him in 4th place. Just a little bit behind Jacopo
Next
Signore.
competitor, Leo
But
Chang.
very good, solid, strong performance. Leo Chung. Solid start.
Had a mix of grace and a mix of speed. Beautiful. Dramatic aerial.
Beautiful.
It's the simple things you see that some of the athletes, they point their toes, their legs are completely straight. There's no question when they do those aerials, and sometimes it's questionable. So that's what really sets athletes apart.
Yeah, this one is going to stir up the pot.
Yes, for sure. As long as he makes no mistakes, no technical deductions, I think he'll do really well. Saw a slight leg bend there. Drop stance. Empty stance. Can't see it from here. Might have been a little bit high. Solid performance. I love that one as well.
If he really has no deduction, he might have one, but he's going to stir up the pot.
For sure.
Which again, he's the last athlete for this event. It's very interesting when the 8.760 and
Wow.
he's on the podium.
knocked
Yeah.
out fellow teammate Jacopo for third
Jacopo was
place.
there for a little bit, but
And look at those 1, 2, 3 numbers: 873, 783, and 760. Those are all really, really close together.
I know.
Next category.
Very impressive group.
Girls Group A.
Almost a tie.
So we're moving into our last weapon for this
Next
morning
competitor,
session.
Carla
It'll be the Group
Pamela
A
Miranda
Nandao for
Torres.
girls
Catherine
and
Hu,
boys.
prepare.
We have 3 more athletes up. 2 girls, 1 boy. So Carla yesterday took home a silver medal in the Nangun event.
And she's going to go up against Catherine Hu from the United States. So Bolivia's up right now. Let's see what she has prepared.
So a few of her basics are lacking a bit. I admire her dedication, her hard work right here. But there are some technical deductions that I think will be taken off.
Didn't quite pull it off, the kick up.
Yeah, she had an extra touch there with her left hand. And she just hit her body there. Not sure if they'll catch that. Nice. That was Carla from Bolivia. Marcelo, if you had to learn a style, someone said today you get to learn wushu, would you learn the northern styles or the southern styles?
I think the southern style.
Yeah, you look like a
I
man who
think
would
so.
learn southern style.
What do we look like?
I don't know how to describe it.
Well, you can tell right
It's-
away, right?
But yes, it's just very grounded, very strong, very quick movements. So I don't know if you're that flexible.
I hear there's no choice, right? You gotta be flexible.
You have to be flexible. It's so important. It doesn't even matter which discipline it is.
Uh-huh.
Southern, northern, spear, tai chi, it does not matter. Flexibility is so important in these.
It's mandatory. What do
It
you
ju-
do to get more flexible?
Just consistent stretching. In the practices, we'll emphasize always warming up properly. We always teach athletes to take care of their bodies, to warm up properly so that they don't injure themselves. To stretch. Stretching is so important, and building muscles.
6.963
Next competitor,
for
Catherine Hu.
Carla. Let's see what Catherine has prepared for us.
She's gonna finish us off in this event. Awesome opening. So
Wow.
strong. You could hear it, you can feel it. Outside 360. Jump inside 360. She has such strong, quick movements. You can tell she really knows how to use her weapon.
Whoa.
That was an amazing performance from Catherine.
Amazing performance. Agreed.
Shortly, we are going to start our next award ceremony. So, we ask for all the winning athletes of the
She
live
just sent a message to the adult division.
Yeah, for sure.
Brace yourselves, you guys. I'm coming for you. 8.800. No deduction.
Score.
score 8.800.
Full score right there.
Next group.
Takes the
Next
gold
category,
home.
Group A, Nandao.
Uh-oh. And now we move to the boys group A, Nandao as well. And we're going to see Chile's own Tomas Silva
Next competitor,
Toledo.
Thomas Silva Toledo.
This will be our first time seeing him compete as well. He did not compete in the long weapon divisions yesterday. That was Chile, Tomas from Chile. He's our last competitor for this morning session.
Waiting for his score right now. And I love their dedication, even though they know they're the only athlete in the event, they still come out and do the very best job they can. He just scored an 8.230. Had just a couple of deductions on his score A.
We invite now all the athletes to take place
And no matter what, they're coming out here and doing their best.
So we have a lot of events remaining today. We're going to look at Group B short weapon today, and then adult events today later in the evening. So come back around 3 o'clock and join us for some more.
Starting the sundial as well.
Yes, it's going to be exciting.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting. Thank you guys for watching. We're going to have the award ceremony in just a little bit. Stay tuned. We'll be back.
Ah.